Good afternoon, class. I am Rhoda Keese, a fourth year business administration student from the Bronx, New York. So, Dr. Shabazz gave us the opportunity to speak on ethics in global business. I was really struggling to find me a article that I'm gonna like, but I actually stumbled across an article about what's going on currently in India. So, what is going on? So currently in India, well, my article is named "Why Are Farmers Protesting in India?" I was just surprised because usually I used to think like in India they weren't as free, they're very conservative. But then for to hear that they're protesting, I was like, this has to be interesting. So currently in the photo that you see in the article, that is the Indian Prime Minister named Narendra Modi. So Narendra Modi's position as a prime minister is that they are the head of government and they make executive decisions. So let's see what decision he made. So this is the Mandis. So the Mandis is the central place where people who are farmers are able to do business. So usually it's a government regulated marketplace. And usually the rules and regulations are usually set by the Agricultural Produce Market Committee, also known as the APMC. So they would usually offer minimum support prices, which were like safety nets for farmers so that they wouldn't lose money. So, what were the new laws that they made that made protesters start to come? All right, next. They made three new laws. So, the first law summarized would limit the government's involvement in Mandy's dealings. The second one gave private buyers like the leeway to do business with farmers outside of the Mandis, and it also allowed the hoarding of products. So, why does this have to do with ethics? Here's why. So, the cons of these laws are farmers are forced to sell their crops at one and a half price. The law only benefits corporations and it's not in the best interest of farmers. And licensing and registration is no longer required. So that means more competition for farmers. And fourth, disputes are only dealt with on an emergency basis. So there's no governmental support. So, for example, if a corporate business or a private business would like to do business with a farmer, 9 times out of 10, they can lowball them. They can do whatever they want. And then, especially without licensing and registration, they're going to be more exposed to fraud. So that means there's going to be way more cases and where farmers are losing money. So there's way more of an issue with this that just to let you guys know, farming takes up 50% of the gross domestic product percentage, and that percentage is starting to decline. And why is that? That's because farmers are now, obviously, we're in a pandemic. Farmers are not being able to afford to even sell their products. And even on top of that, they're struggling just to survive. So with these laws, they're way more limited. And mind you, all these laws are actually made without the consent or even the consultation of the farmers as well. So that's why they're fighting back now. So an even worse thing that's going on is that now the suicide rate amongst farmers are starting to grow. So now in India, there's about 3 to 4 suicides per day. So people are dying constantly. People are just giving up because they feel as if already their market is already falling down and now there's more competition and there's less regulation, so there's no minimum for what they can make. Like there's no minimum for how much they can charge. Like they can be charged anything, and honestly they just need a safety net. So the prime minister is not really assured that. So what do we see happening in the future? More and more protests. People are going to start fighting back and they're going to keep fighting back. So it won't end at all. All right. So thank you all for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. All right.